Jason Hanson with Sierra Pacific Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, everything else. Thank you for joining us on Bet on a Vet here this month. Appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
First of all, let's talk about your time in the service. When did you go in? Who'd you serve with, and where'd you serve?
Yes, I actually enlisted while I was still waiting to graduate from high school. And that was the starting point for me. I graduated from high school, and 2 days later, I was standing on the yellow footprints down at Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego. So I went into the Marine Corps. At that time, I had been identified to go to college, so I went into the reserves and then went to Cal State Long Beach. And once I completed Cal State Long Beach, I went back on active duty.
What compelled you to serve?
My family served, so I come from a lot of family members who were in different services, but had served and been in conflict around the world. And part of our family was just always that we were going to do our part. And I knew I was going to go in the military from an early age. I didn't decide to go in the Marine Corps until I was in high school, but I just felt like it was always going to be part of what we did.
Where did you serve?
For me, I went on active duty after college in 92, 93. And so from 93 to about 2000, I served through 29 Palms, California, and did a couple deployments. And then I went to Quantico, Virginia. And all my time was peacetime deployment. So I had the good fortune and benefit of serving in the world at a time where there wasn't a lot of conflict.
During your time in the service, were you thinking about your time after the service and what you were going to do, and how did you land on this?
Yes, actually, I had intended my life. I had thought was going to be a full career in the Marine Corps. Enjoyed it, loved it, had amazing experiences with it. Along the way, after quite a few deployments, family started to grow, and there was a point we were really just at an inflection point where I was going to go back out to the fleet and command in deployments again. And my first several years of marriage, I was home for a cumulative of about 10 months, and so it was really at that point the conversation with the wife that deployments with the kids was probably just not the best thing for what we wanted for me as a husband and a father. And so we made the decision to get out for the sake of the family life. And I really just landed accidentally into the heating and air industry. I was really just looking for a good company, a company I felt good about being part of. Transitioning from being in the Marine Corps and the camaraderie and the identity of the Marine Corps and being part of a unit and with Marines, and then changing that and deciding I was going to go out of the Marine Corps. I was looking for something that would replicate that feel of being part of a team that I felt was special, that I felt was elite. So I landed in the heating and air industry just because the company that I interviewed with at the time was what I felt was that it was going to provide that place where I could give my energy, I could provide leadership, and I could be part of something that I thought was really awesome. And the work that we did in home comfort and heating and air specifically was the technical part of it, but the reality part of it was about the people.
And when did you decide to branch out on your own and start doing your own thing?
Yeah, I'd done a couple different things in the heating and air industry by the time I came to Sierra Pacific. And actually, one of the things that I was doing is I already had a relationship with Sierra Pacific. I was a manufacturer's rep for equipment, and the owner, who was the founder of the company, the owner at the time, he was an old sailor. He was a guy who spent a lot of time in the submarine force, and had experience working with Marines. He and I got along great. And even though Sierra Pacific was my customer, my client, and he was my customer, he became more like a coach and a mentor for me. And he got to a point where he just looked around and said, "Look, I don't have the energy for this, and this team is ready to go to another level, and I'd like to see them stay together. So I'd like to see what your interest is in this." And so that was in about the 2005 or 2006 timeframe. And so over some period of time there, we put together an acquisition agreement in March of 2007.
Was it different? Suddenly you're basically the owner of the company. You'd been in management. Obviously, ownership is management on steroids. Did your military experience help you with that transition as well?
Oh, definitely so. I go back to, I draw on my military experience all the time. I'll tell people all the time, everything I learned in boot camp taught me what I really need to know about in life. Is really the basics. And it really does come down to that: is one, take care of your people, take care of your teammates, be authentic. You have to work with people on a genuine level. And when you do, they know what your strengths are. They know where your weaknesses are, and they'll work with you, and they'll help you be successful, and you help them be successful. They know they can count on you. They know that they can rely on you. They know that when you have their back, they'll do the same. And so that's where it all started. So when the transaction was complete, in buying the business, we came back to the office with the former owner, and he held a meeting, and he basically, in almost military change of command style format, he basically said, "I've made a decision to move on and retire. I'm no longer the owner of the business. I don't make decisions anymore. This is the new owner. He makes all the decisions." It was fun for both of us because he didn't have to do it, but he wanted to. And we actually, we shared an office. I came in, he was kind of wandering around the office, and I'm like, "Mike, what are you doing?" He's scratching his head, and he says, "Well, I'm looking to figure where I'm going to put a desk." And I said, "Well, the guy who founded this company and built it up, and at this point he'd been the owner for 22 years." I said, "Well, we're not doing that." So we just went and got another desk, and we put two desks in his office, and we sat side by side.
We got like about a minute left, but I do want to talk about just what do you do now as far as Sierra Pacific, and if you have come across veterans as customers?
Yes, absolutely. Well, we have a veterans discount that's always available to all veterans. That's an ongoing service that we have. So in our service and replacement business, we honor our veterans with a discount. And then I have the good fortune of people that come to me. They know of veterans that have experienced outsized sacrifices and hardships, much more difficult than my own. And so when we are presented with an opportunity to help somebody we love we've replaced, we've donated furnace replacements, we've donated service work, and we participate in some charity programs that go on related to that. So my whole family, my brother is still on active duty as a Marine, and my connections in the military still run deep, and everywhere I look, we see veterans that have done tremendous and don't ask for very much. And so when we get an opportunity to help someone out, it really comes home for me.
Jason Hanson with Sierra Pacific, thank you for taking time, sharing your story, and giving back to veterans when you can. People want to get a hold of you. What's your website?
SierraPacificHome.com.
All right. And phone number?
Phone number 916-638-0543.
Thank you so much for taking time today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Tom.